You're tuned in to Floridia Rollo. I'm your host, Floridia Rollo, and I'm coming at you with another live stream. This is a message to the Passport Bros. Hey, look here. This ain't no beef. This is a serious message. I want you to understand something. When you go to particular countries, to particular places, make sure you have a connect with somebody that's credible and that really know what's going on. Because a lot of you go based on a merit of somebody who's truly not fully experienced, who's truly not really connected with the locals. Now I'm gonna say this. There are certain people that don't want to be on camera because they do certain things and they deal with certain people. You have to be cognizant as a traveling man, especially a so-called black man, as a man in particular. When you go to these places, you be respectful, learn the language, learn the currency, learn the culture, learn the language, learn the currency, learn the culture. A lot of you is looking at the women. It's more to it than the women. Anywhere you go in this world, it's more bigger things to be focusing on than the woman. If you want to have women, a respectable woman in any country, or particularly in the USA, you have to have respect about yourself. You have to have the cone about yourself. You just can't be disrespecting nobody and then cry foul when they call you out and call you all types of names. Now, I dealt with a Thai woman before, and I know a little bit of their language. And it's not fluent. I know a little bit. And listening to the video, they was calling him all types of names. I'm not going to say it here on the internet. And to the young man that went out there, I wasn't being disrespectful. I'm just letting you know the type of energy I'm picking up on based on Ringo's video and how you was moving. You don't know who's watching. You don't know who knows the English language. And you don't know the area very well. And see, when I saw the area and I saw the women, I already know they gangsters. How you know that, Rollo? When I was dealing with a Thai woman, certain members of her family was very gangster. That's right. And I met them. You're not talking to no rookie when it comes to traveling. See, there's a lot of things I don't talk about on the internet because a lot of people ain't ready for it. And I'm not trying to be saying I know everything. I know just enough. This is going back in the 90s when I was dealing with a Thai woman in Queens, New York. And anybody that's from New York know that if you're a so-called black man and you're dealing with other ethnicity women, they watching you 24/7. And so I was one of the few that, hey, they see I was minding my business. I know what's going on. I know the lingo. I know where to stay out of and not to get involved in. And they had enough respect for me. Of course, it didn't work out because I had a lot of ladies in the 90s. I was dealing with different women. And so she knew that. She knew I was dealing with women in Brooklyn. She knew I was dealing with women in certain parts of Queens. And I had certain women in Manhattan. The point I'm trying to raise this question to you Passport Bros is, no matter where you go in the world, women are women. And I warn y'all, you can't go and showboat. You can't showboat in these other countries because the people there, they ain't trying to hear that. You come respectful, nothing will happen to you. You was in a gangster area. I know gangster Thai women. I know gangster Thai men. I know when I see them. I dealt with those type of ladies. You got some of them down here in Florida. The point is that a lot of you guys don't know a woman in particular. You don't know that they dealing with certain people. They don't want themselves on camera, even though he didn't have them on camera. The point is, you showed the store. They didn't want their store to be shown, and they got certain things going on. See, if he know he from the street, if young man from the street, he should know. There are streets and hoods in these other countries too. And you have to be mindful and cognizant you're not from there, for one, and for two, nobody knows you. You could be a spy as far as they know. You could be up to no good as they're not willing to take that chance. See, with me, when I went to certain areas in Jamaica, Costa Rica, stay a little bit in Brazil, been to Colombia, and been to the Bahamas. I've been a few places. I've been to Johannesburg, South Africa. And there's parts of Johannesburg, South Africa you can't go to. You can't record. Don't even try to think you could get with those women, because you ain't gonna come out alive. Now with me, I've been to certain places in Johannesburg, South Africa that most Americans have not been to. Say in the Center's not the only one. The point I'm trying to bring out is that a lot of people need to listen to seasoned well travelers that dealt with different women. I did not only deal with so-called black women. It's public records. I have receipts. I have photos. I'm not ashamed of what I dealt with. And I'm going to tell you, dealing with different types of women, the sisters are not that hard to deal with. The only thing with the sisters is, my plight with the sisters or so-called black women is that they don't want their man to go to the next step. That's my only issue with the so-called black women. Other than that, we good. If they let their man do what they're supposed to do and not be too fully insecure, I could go a long way with a so-called black woman. That's my only issue with them. Their issue with me is that I want to do more. If you ask any of my exes, they will tell you that. Yeah, Rollo, why you want to do this? Why you want to do that? Just chill out with me. Just hang out. I could do that when we get to the next step. When I get to the next step, it's being fulfilled and that our children is doing what they're supposed to do. We could do all that stuff. Right now, I'm on the grind. And that's what the other women have on the so-called black woman, is that they want their man to go further because they're looking at the big picture. That's why they get most of the resources from you so-called black men, especially if you deal with these women overseas. I know from dealing with women from overseas, they'll do everything you want them to do. Once you hit that knot, gone. Houdini, gone. And these so-called passport bros don't want to talk about that. These ladies will do Houdini on you faster than American women. And yes, the American women got they ish with them. I will admit that. Yet they're not going to leave you, abandon you quickly than these women from other countries, because they was taught by their father. They was taught by the goons. They was taught, hey, that so-called black man, he's the easiest target. I keep telling you, you are the easiest target when it comes to women coming to you guys. You make yourself too available, man. And now that you make yourself so available to these women in other countries, and they learning by watching what your woman's saying, and they're agreeing with your woman's saying, now you're making it harder for people like me that knows what's going on. And so I have to be the person to talk about this. I don't know if a lot of people are going to watch. I don't know if a lot of people are going to support. All I know is I got to do my part, and I'll let the Most High deal with the rest of it. You have to take your time, man. You guys get in a rush. I want to record everything. You can't record everywhere. You can't. There's rules to this place. There's regulations to these ladies. There's regulations dealing with these ladies. Do you know who she's connected to? Was they in the right of doing what they did? No. At the same time, looking at the whole situation, looking at the tapes, the guy should have did his homework. They are thigh gangsters. in Thailand. They are some original gangsters. And they teach their daughter at an early age to knock a knuckle off. For real, for real. This ain't no kissing nobody's behind. Unfair balance. They was in the wrong at the same time looking at the young man like, dude, you don't know what you just went into a gangster store. You should be looking around before you do anything. Ask. You got Google Maps. Ask. Hey, look, I just would like to, record here if it's okay with y'all. You got your recording, and if they say no, just get out the store. Simple as that. There's certain parts of Jamaica you can't record. I've been to certain parts of Jamaica you can't record. You record your arm getting knocked off. Real talk. It's just that people like how you do it, Rollo. For one, I got connections in different countries because of my past business with the ballet. And for two, I'm always watching the actual news, what's going on in these places. If I go to that country, I know where to go. He was just roaming around thinking it's good. And then the third mistake is he said he did something to the women. Bro, they know where you at. They know your name. They already got your photo in the store. So if you staying out there, man, you got to tread lightly, man. You can't be... Man, y'all don't know how many gangsters is out here, man. Y'all so used to America, you're thinking that the women are very nice out there. They actress, yo. They actress. I dealt with actress women overseas. They make American women actress look like angels compared to what I do. That's why my repertoire is so strong. No woman can put nothing past me because I experience things that you guys are not ready for. And no woman in the chat, no woman in society can say I'm wrong. They can say, you know what, I can't stand Rollo. He knows women very well. I know them very well because the Most High put the experience in me to deal with different women. There's a reason why I dealt with not only so-called black women, I dealt with non-black women. And I dealt with certain women that they had mob ties. The list goes on. Oh my goodness, y'all have no clue who I am, man. I've been unscathed because I kept it real with them. I said, I like your daughter. I'm not trying to tiptoe your daughter into me. If you want me to leave your daughter, I'll leave your daughter. I'll walk out. Just know, if something happened to me, it's on. Because my family know what's up. And they knew who my family is. My grandmother know Mayor Giuliani that passed away on my father's side. And know the mob. There's a lot of things I don't get into because a lot of people think, oh, Rollo, you just talking out your ear. Listen, I've been around people that you cannot even imagine. Why do you think I talk the way I talk? And I go anywhere and be respectful at the same time. I'm not going to let nobody disrespect me. Yet at the same time, man, you can't be going to these places looking like a rookie, man. You got to be around well-experienced men. And some of these traveling men are not well-experienced. I'm going to be honest with you. Because if they were, they would put that young man to the side, man, call him out. And say, hey, man, we don't roll like that. You're making us look bad. Because like I said, man, 3-4 years ago, man, I said to the guys in the certain group I used to deal with, I'm like, yo, you pushing men out here who not ready for these women's overseas. They're not ready. They need to get certain things out their system. I keep saying it every single time. You cannot go to these other places emotional, man. You can't. You can't go to these other places emotional, man. A lot of you guys got an emotional problem in your heart, bro. I'm teaching tough love, man. Because these women in these other countries will chew you out worse than American women could do to you. And I know these American women are on some bull edge. I know that. Yet these foreign women that y'all be chasing, they got more men coming to them on the services than you do think an American women have on their service on Instagram. Yo, it's a Colombian woman I personally know who was ready to give up everything for me. And I said, no, you got about 500 million in your phone. 500 million in her phone. Throwing money at her. She showed me the receipts. You dudes in America, man, you spend a lot of money on these women, and all they have to say is hot poppy to you. And you sending $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. You should be ashamed of yourself, man. You sending $4,000 or $5,000 to a Colombian woman just like that? Take the what? Leave the what? And then you get on the internet telling the fellas, hey man, I ain't got no money. Can you send something to the Cash App? Bro, get your money right before you travel, man. Get your status up, dude. You sending a woman you don't even know have 500. She showed me the receipts. Y'all be thinking American women get a lot of money from dudes. They don't even get that. They may get a stack or two. Yeah, there's few women that get 30, 40,000 from simps. No, you do simp more overseas, man. And I told her, you think I want you because you getting money from these other men? I said, listen. I said, it's all well and good. You could go ahead, do your thing. I don't want you. She was like, why? Why, Papi? Why? I want you, Papi. I said, amigas, we don't want you. No mas. We good. She said she was going to stop taking money from men. I said, bull-ish. Bull-ish. That's bull-ish. Ain't no woman going to reject a man's money. You crazy or what? Mrs. Farrell, thank you for becoming a member again. I appreciate it. Tell your husband I said hello. Tell your husband I said hello. Appreciate you becoming a member. Run It Up 360. What's happening? What's happening? Forever Studio. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Yo, Teddy, what's going on out there in Louisiana, man? What's happening? Trending with Sharice. How you doing? Tell your man I say hello. Trending with Sharice. You know you got some guys over there trying to get up with you. You got some guys over there trying to get up with you. See what's up, Trending with Sharice. I'm just saying. Out there in Tennessee. So I appreciate y'all tuning into the show. Let me put my Cash App in the chat. Put my Cash App in the chat real quick. Mrs. Farrell says, sometimes they send more money than that, Brother Rollo. Sometimes these women want their interest fee to see what they have to work with when they come overseas. You ain't lying about that. That's true. You said, Rollo, I'm in Georgia, haven't been back to Louisiana in months. Okay. Okay, so you in GA? That's what's up. That's what's up, man. You been losing that weight? You been losing that weight? How that weight been going, man? You been losing a lot of weight? You shred the pounds, you getting back into great shape? Think about what I'm saying. Like, a lot of the passport bros had an issue with me telling the guys they should not travel to these other countries because they need to get their fix. Well, you getting your fix. You getting your fix into the pen, or you're going to get unalive, man, because these ladies ain't having it out there. They figuring you out, too. So when you bring sin to these other countries, it's like you asking for trouble. You asking for even more trouble. Because there's rules and regulations in these other countries. And they don't even want your money like that. They don't even want your money like that. However, they don't mind you giving it to their women too. Here's another thing these passport bros don't want to talk about. Some of these women have so many dudes that their husband, for the most part, in other countries know that their wives be messing around. You don't think that the husband, listen, when I was in Jamaica, because that's where I've mostly been to, I've been to other countries, people say I haven't. I'll be laughing when they say that. I've mostly been to Jamaica. I haven't been to Jamaica in a minute. And when I was on the line, and the guy that was in the group, Matty Ghost, I had him send me money. I was sending money to his Cash App to send it to Western Union because, you know, Cash App and the bank card I had at the time was not usable to use in Jamaica. Now it is. Now, back then it wasn't. So I said, hey, Matty, man, I need you to do me a solid. He was like, what's up, man? I said, I'm going to send you the Cash App. I'm going to send you some money for looking out for me and send me to Western Union. So when he sent the money Western Union, think about this. This is unprecedented. I'm not from that country. Western Union is not supposed to give an out-of-town or out-of-country person money when they're not from there. Because of my connections, that's why I got the money with my U.S. passport and my driver's license, and I still got it. They're not really supposed to do that if you don't got no business in Jamaica. Well, technically, I did because I had a house at the time. So that's considered business. Anyway, I'm online. The women was with their husbands laughing. Dudes was from Europe, dudes from America sending a lot of money, and they with their man. That's why I say you be thinking these women is loyal. You talk about the women in America not loyal. Okay, we could agree with that. Stop telling guys that the women in other countries is loyal to you. They're not loyal to you. They're loyal to that money. And they give it to their husband. And sometimes they tell their husband will tell their wives, sleep with him, give him a blowjob, give him sex, and make sure you bring that money to our family. Don't let him know about me. Just do your thing. Bring that American money in. Bring that European money in. And she'll do it. She'll do it. And he'll have a goon to make sure that nothing happens to her. Because if something happens to her, the goon comes right in. You broadcast on the news. And then we talk about it. So don't be doing things you're not ready. Don't be doing things that you're not sure of, because it could be your destination. I'm glad he's okay. Let me just say this. If he's watching, I'm glad he's okay. However, you don't get second warnings. You don't get second warnings out here. You don't. Real talk, you don't. You really don't. You really don't get warnings out here. And so I'm going to say one more thing and I'm going to get on out of here. Because if y'all want me to do the Knicks and Indiana game, hit the Cash App. Hit the Cash App. I'm about to do the Knicks and Indiana game. The game started already. So hit the Cash App, support the show. I will do the game. All right? So if y'all want me to do the game, support the stream, support the show. With that said, I'm going to say one more thing. Make sure you have your documents. Make sure you do your research on the area. Learn the language. And if you're not familiar with something, don't do it. It's best to be safe. It's the best to be observant. And it's best to know what you get yourself into. So, that's my message to the Passport Bros. I know still some of them got issues with me starting the alarm a few years ago. Razor Ray is the one who's doing most of the news with these dudes overseas. I haven't done it in a long time. I just wanted to let them know, yo, do not think your American ways can get you far in these other places, especially the climate we're in right now. Move correctly, act correctly, and you're going to get better results. Shout out to Run It Up 360 for supporting the Cash App. I appreciate it. Appreciate that, man. For real, for real. You got to have your papers correct. Oh, you got to, I get what you're saying, Mrs. Farrell. At the same time, you got to have your papers correct going to these other countries. I'm just, most people that needs to travel, you got to have your right papers. I get what you're saying on the not part. I get that part. I'm just speaking on having your stuff together and not getting into any problems with these people, man, because it's not a game. I get what you're saying on the not part. I just want to explain it to the audience what you mean by not. Not get yourself in foolishness. Not bringing issues, because we already have a stigma of us being simps, us kissing every woman's behind, us being not aware. You got to be aware of your surroundings. Read the room before you. It's like y'all want every video. I want this. I want to show this. You don't need to show everything. You don't need to show everything to everybody. You been there. The Most High seen you there. Have your phone in your pocket. Look around. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. The area look like I could record. Okay, record. Like Ringo said, you got a woman. You want to show her to the world. If she agreed to come on camera with you, do your thing. At the same time, remember what I said. It's because you with her today doesn't mean somebody else is not going to see her next week. And one thing I would say to you, men in America, particularly so-called black men, just because you're the most wanted doesn't mean that you're not going to deal with issues. That's all I got to say. So get ready for the basketball game. Give me about 7 minutes. We're going to do the basketball game. I think the Knicks is going to lose. I'm just going to talk my ish, have fun with it, and say goodbye to the Knicks and get ready for the Pacers and OKC. So once again, Mrs. Farrell, thank you for becoming a member. Run It Up 360. Thank you for supporting the Cash App. I appreciate y'all's support. I'll catch y'all on the next one. I got to get the other parts of the video uploaded for my members only. So, a lot of work to do. See y'all in a few minutes.